On his very first day of apprenticeship, the young swordsman fell for his junior female fellow disciple, but he gradually realized that his senior fellow disciple also had a quiet crush on her. Both wanted to confess their feelings, yet they always hesitated out of brotherly loyalty. Left with no choice, they made a pact.
何を話した？おささんと。お前こそな。出したら切る。俺もだ。
But neither Kihara nor his senior ever revealed their hearts. In the end, Afong married someone else. The man was the heir of Gingjiang House, the son of a famous wealthy merchant. On the day of Afong's wedding, Kihara and his senior accompanied her boat along the river for a long time. The two of them could only watch helplessly as the woman they loved walked into another man's arms. They consoled themselves that she would have a better life with a rich merchant's son than with two wandering swordsmen. But they never realized that the saying "the cruelest are the imperial family" also applied to the powerful and wealthy. At first, Afong was very happy after marriage. Her husband loved her deeply, and she gave birth to her own child. But during a business trip, her husband suddenly died of an accident, and her unborn child also died mysteriously in the womb. From that moment on, the line of her husband was completely cut off. His younger brother smoothly became the new head of the family. Only then did Afong wake up to the truth. All of this was a carefully laid trap by her brother-in-law. But she was alone and helpless. Accepting the inevitable was her only way out. Even so, her brother-in-law still didn't plan to let her off. He first picked fights over every little thing and made endless trouble for her. In the end, he blamed her for both her husband's death and her child's death. He decided she was a jinx who brought only disaster. After giving her a small sum of money, he kicked her out of the house for good. By then, Afong's father had already passed away. She had no one to turn to. Fukub, a notorious local thug, forcibly took her away when she was at her most desperate. Afong had no will to resist. She accepted her fate and went along with the current. But as she stayed with Fukub, she gradually saw the world for what it really was. Kill and burn, and you get a golden belt. Build bridges and repair roads, and you end up with no grave. Only those who held money and power truly lived. Everyone else was just fuel for the system. The gentle, pure flower that once bloomed under a beautiful tree had turned into a night-blooming thorn apple. In an instant, Afong had become a stranger to herself. At night, she would disguise herself as a lost, helpless girl to lure men into traps. Once the man let his guard down, Fukub would appear and blackmail him for huge sums. Through such lowly means, they gathered quite a lot of money. Combined with cheating at gambling dens and stealing, Fukub soon became a famous thief. By then, Kihara had become a law officer. He noticed Fukub's trail and came to investigate. He had no idea that the notorious thief's partner was his former junior fellow disciple. He was lost in nostalgia, revisiting old places, but going back was like carving a mark on a boat feudal. The people and the times had changed beyond recognition. Kihara never expected to run into his senior here. The two of them sat across from each other, drinking and chatting. Somehow, they brought up their younger days in Afong. Years had passed, yet these two who claimed to love her so deeply knew nothing of her recent life. After the small talk, they parted ways. Kihara immediately went to his informant to gather information about Fukub. According to the informant, Fukub ran gambling dens, cheated at cards, and collected protection money from shops. Any merchant who refused to pay would be viciously retaliated against.
しかもこの角之助のご新造ってのがまた大変な女でして。博打は打つ、酒は飲むでも確かおふさって名なんですが。
A familiar name made Kihara freeze. A strong sense of dread rose in his heart. He silently prayed that the person committing these evils was not the Afong he once knew. Just a few days later, his worst fears were confirmed. The informant reported that Fukub was planning a big heist, the largest commercial house in the area. And that commercial house was exactly Afong's former in-law's home, Jingjiang House. Without a moment's hesitation, Kihara led his men and stormed Fukub's hideout. His sword moves were clean and sharp, each strike fierce. He did not falter for a second, until he saw that familiar face. His last shred of hope shattered. It was Afong, still the same girl from all those years ago. Unable to accept reality, Kihara couldn't face her directly. He decided to interrogate Fukub first. According to Fukub's confession, the heist was orchestrated by Afong herself, with one goal: revenge. Kihara was full of questions. He had no idea what deep hatred she carried. To avoid any appearance of bias, he did not interrogate Afong himself. He had his subordinates do it. Before that, Kihara sent for his senior as quickly as possible. Seeing Afong kneeling on the ground, travel-worn and haggard, his senior also froze, unable to believe his eyes. As the interrogation proceeded, Kihara and his senior finally learned of all the suffering and bitterness Afong had endured after marrying into that wealthy family.